Hey guys, I'm Eric. So first of all, let me briefly introduce myself first. My name is Eric Kee. So I was one of the SPM 2021 candidates. Yeah, which the exam just finished on March 2022. And I created this channel to teach you guys maths. So far lah, I will be teaching mathematics, and we'll see if I wanna try to teach other subjects too. And also I'm trying to make myself more confident when I am in the situation of presenting myself to people. So yeah, since I'm an introvert and I dare not to speak loudly and dare not to present myself. Yeah. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so we'll be looking at our first question. So this is a parallelogram, yeah, which means that PQ and RS is parallel, and QR and PS is parallel, and also the same length. Okay, same goes for PQ and SR. Okay, so we have the base and the height, and it's also given that the area of the parallelogram is 56 centimeter cube. And we need to find the value of x. Okay, so let me zoom out a little bit. Yeah, like that, it will be perfect. Okay, so first of all, what is the area of the parallelogram? I mean, what is the formula of it? Yep, you guys are right. Base times height. Yeah, so this is the base and this is the height. Okay, so we take the base and multiply it by the height, and we will get 56. Okay, so we multiply it, 3x squared minus 9x and 7x, and then negative will get positive, so we get plus 21. Okay, so we'll be throwing this 56 to here just because we want to make this into a quadratic equation, which is the ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Okay, we're gonna make it into this. Okay, so we'll have 3x squared minus 9x minus 7x plus 21 minus 56. Okay, so 3x squared. Okay, negative 9 minus 7 will have negative 16s. Okay, and then 21 minus 56 will have negative 35. So we have a quadratic equation here. So we're gonna find the value of s, right? So one of the ways to find the value of s is to factorize it, right? So we can just straightly acquire the answer just by clicking on the calculator. Okay, so for now I'm using the gray color one, the Casio calculator. Yeah, I'm not really familiar with the other calculators, so sorry for the inconvenience. So after we input all the values, we'll get the first answer 7, and the other one is negative 5/3. So this means that it's like this. So it will be like this. Okay, and then we will have s equals negative 5/3 or s equals 7. Well, since this is, this is the base and the height value, so it cannot be negative. Okay, so this is in naught, this is in naught, so the answer will be 7. That's the final answer. Okay, So hop on to the next question. So it shows that this diagram is, shapes combined together, and we just gonna shade this up. Okay, so right now I'm gonna be teaching you guys the technique of mine to answer this kind of, shading questions. So yeah, first of all, we're gonna split in the parts to numbers. Yeah, let me show you what I mean. So first of all, we have this one, and this 2, and then 3, and 4, and then finally 5. So these numbers represent one set. Let me show you what I mean. So first of all, we will be looking at J. Okay, we'll be looking at J. Okay, so we can see that it's a rectangle, and it has the part 1, 2, 3. So we can just do it like this, 1, 2, 3, and then we look at the K. We can see that K is a circle, right? Yeah, K is a circle. Let me erase this out just to not confuse you guys. K is a circle. And what are the numbers that are included in this circle? Yep, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5. And for the L, let me erase this first. For the L, it's a triangle. Oh, I accidentally erased those numbers. Sorry for that. So for the L, it's a triangle. And what numbers are included in these triangles? Yep, 3 and 4. Okay, so now we can start solving. So it's J intersect K, close bracket, and then union L prime. Okay, so we just write out the number. So first of all, we open the bracket out, intersect 1, 2, 3, intersect 2, 3, 4, 5, and then union 3, 4 prime. Okay, so we're gonna be doing the we're gonna be solving the problems that are inside the bracket first, because that's the general mathematics rules. Yeah, so the meaning of this reverse seal means that the common region between those two sets. Yeah, so we can see that there's 2, there's 3. Yeah, so it's 2, 3. Okay. Union 3, 4 prime. So what is the meaning of prime? What does it mean? It means that the exception of L. So 3, 4 prime means that it's not 3, 4, instead it's 1, 2, 5. Okay, see what I mean? So union means you just combine these two together. 1, 2, 3, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 5 is the region that we need to shade. And there we go. I just finished shading it up. It's not really pretty, but in the exam, please shade it more beautiful. Yeah. Okay. So that's the way of answering this kind of shading questions. Yeah, pretty easy, right? So let's move on to the next one. So we need to calculate the value of s in this linear equation. Okay, first of all, let me write out this just in case I cannot see it when I scroll down. Yeah. Okay, so it's 2 times s plus 3 and 12 minus s. Okay, first of all, we'll be multiplying these two into this s plus 3 thing. So we will be throwing it one by one. 2s plus 2 times 3, we will have 6. Okay, so right now I'm gonna be leaving s on one side and the number on one side. So we'll be throwing 6 to here and the negative s to here. So plus 6, after we throw it to the other side, we have a minus 6, negative 6, right? And the negative x will have plus x, positive x. So it's 2x plus x and 12 minus 6. And we'll have 3x equals to 6. And we throw the 3 to the other side. Multiply, throw it to the other side, we'll get divide, right? So 6 divided by 3, we have 2. So pretty simple, right? So let's hop on to the next one. 32, 16, and 128. What is the common thing about it? Yep, you can see, right? It's a, what do we call it? The 2 power, that kind of thing, that kind of thing. So 32 is the is 2 powered by 5. Yeah, 2 powered by 5. 2 powered by 5, and we will have 32. Okay. And what gives us 16? Yeah, I mean 2 power what equals to 16? Yep, it's 4. So 2 power 4, we have 16. Okay, you see, they have the same base. Okay, so what gives us 128? 2 power 1, 2 power 7. 2 power 7 will have 128, and it is right. Oh, 2 power by 5. And the power of 5 will be multiplying the 2 over 5 right here. So 5, I mean, I'm gonna use the other color, maybe blue. Yeah, blue. Let me set the pen size. Okay. So 5 times 2 over 5 is the same here. So we have 2. So we'll have 2 power 2 times 2. 4 times 1 over 2, which gives us 2. Okay. And 2 power 7 multiply 3 over 7, and that gives us 3. Okay, it shows that 2 power 2 multiply 2 power 2, right? So the meaning of this multiply sign, it means 2 plus, right? So that means the power of 2 plus power of 2. And the meaning of this division sign means to subtract. So it's 2 power 2 plus 2 minus 3. And that gives us 2 power 1. And I'm gonna write it at the side here. And 2 power 1, that gives us 2. So the answer is 2. Okay. So let's hop on to the next question. Okay, state whether the following statement is true or false. Oh, 2 or 9 or prime numbers. Okay, so we're gonna know what is the meaning of prime numbers, right? So the way of how I understand prime numbers are that prime numbers are basically the numbers that can only be divided by itself and 1. If you have memorized the prime numbers hard enough, you'll be understanding. So 11 is one of the prime numbers, right? I think I'm gonna use the other color. 11 is one of the prime numbers, right? So it can only be divided by itself, that gives us 1, and it also can be divided by 1. No more. That's basically it. If 2 is prime numbers or 9 is prime numbers, if one of it is true, then the rest is true. Then the rest of the statement is true. So if you remember it, 2 is actually one of the prime numbers because it can only be divided by itself, and then it can also divided by 1. It's kind of funny, Yeah. So 2 is actually the prime number. And 9, how about 9? Yeah. 9 can also be divided by itself, right? and also can divide by 1. But I just mentioned that prime numbers are actually the numbers that can only be divided by itself and divided by 1. So what else can we divide? 3. That gives us 3. So 9 is not prime number, but 2 is. Okay, so we just have to look at one of the statements. So one of the statements must be true, then the rest is true. So the answer is true. Okay, now you can see that the word n. What is the meaning of n? It means that if one of it is true, let's say this is true and this is false, then the rest is false. But on the other hand, if this is true also, both of them are true, then the statement is true. Okay, if one of them is false, although the other is true, then the statement is false. It's not like the word or, it's n. Okay, it's n. So this is actually pretty simple. So if you are lazy enough like me, just press the calculator for I don't know how to say it, for square root. What is called not really square root, right? For square root thing, yeah. We have 3. Yeah, so this is true apparently. If you click it at the calculator, and here, this is false. Everything powered by 0 is 1. So this is supposed to be 1. Okay. So since one of it is false and another statement is true, it means that the answer is false because it used the word and. Okay, so let's move to the next question. Okay, so let's continue, shall we? So we can see that this is a straight line, right? It says that RS is a straight line. Okay. So what is the angle of a straight line? Yep, it's 180. 180. This whole thing. 180 degree. Degree Celsius or degree Fahrenheit? Okay, just degree because we just need to find the angle. Okay, so it means the total of these 3 angles is 180. Okay, so I just need to write it out. 51 plus 2s plus s plus 15, and we'll get, this is kind of ugly. So 2s plus s is 3s, right? So we'll be throwing those numbers to other side because we need to separate both of the things, because that's the way of how I solve this kind of variable question. I would leave variable one side and the whole number one side. Okay, so 51 and 15, throw it to the other side, it will have minus. So 3s is equals to 114. And 114 divided by 3, we will have 38. Okay, 38. Simple as that. 38 degree. Don't forget the, don't forget the unit. Yeah. So this is a base questions, right? We need to find the value of P and of Q. Okay, so first of all, I just gotta write it out. Okay. So basically, this is the base 10 of this number. Okay, so how do we convert base something into base 10? So we just have to take the number and multiply by the base of that number powered by something, right? And that power depends on the position of the number. So we start with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so what does that mean? So if you want to find the base 10 of this 2, we need to times it to 3 powered by 4. See the common thing? Yep, and it's the same. So we found P. We found the P. P is 2. Okay. And we need to plus the other number. So since this is all 0, 0, 0 here, and the position 0 is also 0, and that means the Q is actually 1 multiply 3 power 1. So we'll have 3, and that is Q. So we found it. Q is 3. Okay, let's solve on to the next question. Okay. So the diagram shows the cooler container with square base and a cylindrical drinking water can. Okay. And with a diameter of 5 cm and a height of 12 cm. And Nasmi wants to put 242 cans. Okay. Same size. And fill a certain amount of cold water into the container. So it says that the cooler container has the square base, right? Oh, crap. It's a square base. Oh my god. Okay, it has a square base. Yeah, this is also 56 and this is also 56 centimeter. Okay. So let's see. We have the Coke with a diameter of 5 centimeter. This is kind of ugly. I'm gonna just try it like this, 5 centimeter. And the height of 12 centimeter. Okay, so first of all, we need to find the volume of these two things, the container and the can. So what are the formulas? So this is pretty simple. This is basically a cuboid. Yeah. So the volume formula for the cuboid is base times height and times the other base. Yeah. So it's basically 56 times 56 times 30. Should I write here? I'm not sure. Maybe I should. Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna write the formula. Yeah, sorry about it. I think it's called the length times the width and then times the height. Yeah, it's something like that, I think. Yeah. So, and then for the formula for the cylinder is actually, I think it's pi r square h. The r stands for the radius and the h stands for the height. Okay. So it shows that we need to find the volume of the cold water that needs to be filled to fill the container space. So we need to fill all of the space. Okay. And it also says that the pi equals to 2207. What does that mean? It means that when the symbol pi is involved in the calculation, we actually need to write 2207. Okay, we cannot use 3.14 or just straightly press the pi symbol on the calculator. Okay, remember that. Okay. So first of all, we need to find the container volume, the container's volume. I'm actually being lazy here. So it's 56 times 56 times 30. Okay, just click on the calculator. Then we will have a big number, very big number. 94,080 centimeter cube. Okay, so can's volume pi r square h, so it's 2207 times the r. What is the radius? So the radius is basically the half of the diameter, so it's actually 5/2 and square, pi r square h, right? And h is 12. How should I write? I like to write it in this way. this fractal form. I forgot what it's called, but I know it in Chinese. I think it's called 加分数. Yeah. So this is the volume of the can. So we need to find the total volume of the can. Okay. So it says that it lets me put 242, right? So we just need to multiply the volume with this number. So we can calculate it up, the total volume of the can. Oops. So so we have a kind of a big number. I'm gonna write it in a, I don't know what it's called in English. I think this is called 代分数. Yeah. So we found the total can volume they occupy. So how do we calculate the volume of the cold water? So we already got the whole space volume and we have the total can. So we just have to subtract the containers volume by the total cans volume that they occupy. We'll get the volume of the cold water. 94,880 minus 57,042, 607 and 607. If you are answering this kind of volume in area question, it's best to answer it in decimal form. So we have this. So this is the volume of the cold water. Yeah, I need to mark it up. So let's hop on to the next question. So right now we have a Cartesian plane and it shows that the line PR is actually straight, as we can see, okay? So it says that Q is the midpoint of PR. Okay, so we actually have a 1-to-1 ratio between PQ and QR. Okay, so we actually have a formula for the points between a straight line in addition mathematics, but I'm not gonna mention it right now since right now we are talking about modern mathematics. Okay. Okay, so midpoint formula. What is the midpoint formula? Yep. So the formula of midpoint is, let's say the midpoint is x1. So we just have to take the point, either one of the sides, plus the x of the other side, then divided by 2, since it's a 1-to-1, since it is a 1-to-1 ratio. Yeah, and then y1 plus y2 over 2. Yeah, that's basically it. And the question told us to find the coordinate of point P. Okay, so since we know that Q is a midpoint, so it means that the coordinate of Q is 0, -4, because it's a y-intercept, that's why its x coordinate is 0. Okay, so 0, -4 equals to, you know what, let's call this point as P and YP. Okay, because it's P, okay, point P. So SP plus 10, right? Okay, over 2, then YP plus, what is it again? 4 over 2. So actually, so now we have it. Okay, so this side, we are actually calculating the x coordinate of the midpoint, and this, on the other hand, is the y coordinate of the midpoint. So 0 equals to xp plus 10 over 2. So 2 multiply 2 equals to 0, and we have xp plus 10. And the plus equal plus, throw it to the other side, we have negative. So we have negative 10. Okay. And y, oh, sorry. And negative 4 equals to yp plus 4 over 2. Okay. 2, we throw it to the other side. Division, throw it to the other side, we have multiplication, and 2 times negative 4, we have negative 8, and yp equals to yp plus 4. Which we throw 4 to the other side, we have negative, so it gives us negative 8 minus 4, so we have negative 12. Okay, we have negative 12. So the coordinate of point P is negative 10 and negative 12. Right now we're gonna find the equation of the straight line PR, right? So it means that we need to find the linear equation. Okay, so the general equation of it is y equals to ms plus c. Okay, y and s are variables, okay? And the m stands for the gradient. And the c is the y-intercept. Okay, got it? So we need to find PR. Okay. In this diagram, we already have the y-intercept, which is the point Q, 0 and negative 4. So the y-intercept is this value right here, negative 4. So we already have the C. Okay. So now it's pretty simple. We just need to substitute one of the points is either P or Q or R. It doesn't matter. Okay, it doesn't matter. So let's take R. Okay, so at R 10 4, I think, right? Let me check again. Yep, 10 4. So we substitute into the y equals ms plus c. We have m and the 10 m plus c. Oh, sorry, and negative 4. Okay, so 4 equals 10m minus 4. 10m equals 4 plus 4, that gives us 8, and m equals to m divided by 10. And after simplify it, we should have 4 over 5. That's the gradient of the PR. So we already have it. The equation of the line PR is the y equals 4 over 5s minus 4. Okay, let's hop on to the next question. So right now we have two trapezium right here, PQRS and P prime Q prime R prime S prime. So it says that P prime Q prime R prime S prime is the notification bell just ran. Is the image of PQRS. So that means that this is the image and this is the object. Okay. Under a rotation. So rotation is one of the transitions. Okay. And it also says that MN is a straight line. Okay. So right now we're gonna state the angle of rotation. Yeah, just upside. It just basically flip it upside down, right? So that's 180. Yep. That's basically the answer. 180. That's all. Yeah, pretty simple. And right now we have to find the coordinate of the center of rotation. What I would like to do is do this R to R and then S to S. Okay, just to be sure, so we have to line this up. Okay, so this is what I do. And you can see that all these line intersect at one point right here. What is the point? Yep, 1, and -1. Yeah. So that's the coordinate of the center of rotation. Easy, right? Yeah. That's it. And right now we have to find the coordinate of the image of points M and N under the same rotation. That means it will go through the same transition as the trapezium PQRS. And yeah, same for the same goes for its center of rotation. Okay, now what I would like to do is do something like a staircase thing. So I will draw it like this. So since it's 180, it doesn't really matter whether you do it clockwise or anti-clockwise. So first of all, it goes down two blocks and then goes left 4 blocks. So we just have to rotate it into the rotate it into 180 degree. So it goes up and goes right. So that's the end. We have the end. Right. Let's erase this, shall we? Blocking this. Yeah. Okay. So right now we have the M prime. And then same goes for the M. Okay. So it goes up 3 blocks right here. And then goes right about, I think, 2 more blocks away right here. So this is the image of MN after it goes through the same transition as the trapezium PQRS. So image of points of M and N. So the coordinate of M prime and M prime. So the M prime, you can see that this is 7 and this is 2. So it's 7, 2. And the N is 5 and this 1. 5, 1. Okay, so we have to state the ages and the number of ages. So if you want to state the ages, we have to write it like this. I don't know what's this symbol called. I'm just call it a sexual bracket. Yeah. And yeah, first of all, we need to find the age. So we have this PQ and QR and RS and ST and RT or TR. It's the same thing. And we just have to write it once. It doesn't matter whether you write TR or, I mean, it doesn't really matter whether you write it in TR or RT. Okay. So yeah, we have this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 size. Okay. So we write PQ, write it like this, and QR, RS, RT, ST, and GP. I usually write it like this. Okay. And number of ages. Basically just 6. Yeah. We just count it. So yeah. Okay. Now we have to draw two trees. So we have to draw 2 trees based on the graph. Okay, so this kind of question, any possible answers is acceptable. Okay, so basically we just have to draw it into 3. That's all, based on the graph. So we just have to take out the shape from the graph and make it into 3. So we need to understand what is the meaning of 3. What is it? 3 is basically a graph that has only one road for the starting point between the starting point and the ending point. Yeah, kind of confusing, right? So what it means is that if I want to go from P to S, I have only one way to go. Okay, understand it? Yeah. One way to go. I'm just say one way to go. Between 2 points. Although this is not the original definition, not really formal, but this is the way of me understanding it. Okay, this is the way of me understanding it. Okay, so we need to include all the points, remember? Okay, so I'm gonna just draw it like this. Yeah, it's kind of ugly, so please make sure that you draw it prettier. Okay, you should draw it pretty. Don't draw it like me. So this is a tree. Why? Because if I go from P to Q, I only have one way to go. I can only go this way. There's no other route. There's no other route. If I want to go from Q to S, there's only one route. There's no other route. So that's 3. Okay? See what I mean? Okay, let's draw the next one. How should I make it? Make it into more fancy shape. Yeah, like this. Yeah. Okay, so we have the trees. Great. Let's hop on to the next question. So this is, I think, is the Form 4 Chapter 7. I remember it pretty well. So we can see that this is a speed time graph. And when it says speed time graph, it means that the gradient is the acceleration or deceleration. Okay, and the area under the graph, I'm not gonna write down fully because I'm gonna save some time, and it means the distance traveled. Okay, so we can see that we need to find the rate of change of speed, which is acceleration or deceleration, for the first 1/3 hour. Remember, we have to write into this unit. Yeah, don't use other. So it says that we need to find the rate of change of speed for the first 1/3 hour, right? So it means that we need to find the gradient of this 1/3. So the gradient. So the gradient formula is y2 minus y1 over s2 minus s1. Oh, sorry. And we have the origin 0, 0. So basically we don't have to write minus the subtract operation out. Yeah. And this is 1/3 and 1/10. That's the point. That's the coordinate. Okay, so we need to so right now we can find out what is the rate of change of speed for the first 1/3 hour. Rate of change of speed. So it's y over s. And we have 330. Yep. That's the answer. Make sure to write out the unit. Now we have to find the value of t if the total distance for the whole journey is 110 km. It means that the whole area right here, the whole area of this trapezium is 110. Okay, because the area under the graph in speed time graph stands for the distance traveled. So we need to find out the area. Okay. So we need to find out this value of t. Okay, so basically just substitution everywhere. Yeah. Okay, so what is the formula of the area of trapezium? Yep, it's 1/2 times I think it's called a plus b and h. So what is the meaning of a and b? It basically means the parallel sides. So what that means is that this side and this side are parallel, right? This pair. So that's the a and b. Yeah, it doesn't matter whether you write it here, you call this a or call this b. It doesn't matter. You just have to make sure that this this pair is parallel. Yeah, and the h stands for the height right here, and we already have it. This 110. That's the height. Okay, so let's continue. 1/2 times a plus b. So the b, the longer side is 3/2, right? It's 3/2. Oops. I think I need to erase it here. Plus the other parallel side. The other parallel side is t minus 1/3. T minus 1/3. Close it like that, because there's other bracket in here, so we have to close it like that. And then times the height, which is 110. And the distance traveled is also 110. What a coincidence. Okay, so let's continue. So we can, first of all, we can see that 110 is multiply, right? Multiply in this side. After we throw it to the other side, it gives division. It will be divided. So 1/2 multiplied by 3/2 plus t minus 1/3 equals to 1, because 110 divided by 110 is 1. And then right now we're gonna throw the 1/2 to the other side. Oh, sorry. So yeah, it's gonna be 1 divided by 1/2. And let's continue. 3/2 minus 1/3. We'll have 7/6 plus t equals to 1 divided by 1/2, and we have 2. T, the value of t is 2 minus 7/6, and that gives us 5/6. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Simultaneous linear equations. Great. Matrix form. Okay, you see matrix form. So this is, I think it's from 5 chapter 2. Yeah. Let's see. So this is pretty simple. So in this case, we just have to write it out. Just follow it. Just follow the pattern and write it out in matrix form. So in this case, 7 is at the top left, and the top, the bottom left we have 2, and the top right is -2, and the bottom right is +3, and it's a 2 by 2 form, and this is PQ. What do we call this? I think it's called, let's see. I think this is called 2 by 1, right? Yeah, 2 by 1. And same goes for this, 2 by 1. Okay. Right, now we can solve it. So we're gonna be throwing this whole matrix, this 2 by 2 matrix, to here. So when you throw matrix to the other side, we'll have inverse matrix. Okay, we'll have the inverse matrix. Oops. So how do we solve the inverse matrix? It's actually pretty simple. So it's basically 1 over AD minus BC and DA negative B negative C. That's how we do it. If you want to memorize this formula, I got a suggestion for you. So I just call it 搬家换新哈，搬家换新。我看得Taiwanese on my accent. Okay, so it basically means that so you see this is the original matrix form, right? A B C D 2 by 2. 搬家 what does 搬家mean? It means the D and A, they change place, they switch place, yeah. And 换姓 change their last name, yeah. We basically just put a negative sign on B and C, 搬家换姓, that's why we call it, yeah. So PQ 1 over AD, so our A is 7 and D is 3, right? AD 7 times 3, 21 minus BC and negative 2 times 2, that gives us negative 4. Now 搬家换姓 3, 7 and then negative, negative, positive and negative 2. Okay. And right now we have 21 and minus negative 4, that gives us plus, because negative, negative, positive. 1, that will give us 25, because 21 plus 4, 25. And then we multiply this up. The way of how I actually do this is by visualizing it like a graph. Yeah. Okay, you see, this is a 2 by 2, right? This is a 2 by 2. And this is a 2 by 1. Okay. So, that will give us the 2 by 1. That will give us the 2 by 1 answer, because the start of this and the end of this number, if we combine it up, we have the final form, the answer. Yeah. And how do we know that this operation, this multiplication can be operated? Is by looking at the end of this and the start of this. So if these two numbers are the same, that means the multiplication can be operated. Okay. So right now, we're gonna answer it. Okay. So first of all, 3 times this, the start times the start, and the second times the second. Yeah. Basically like that. So that gives us negative 33 plus 8, 2 times 4. Okay. Okay, same goes for here. The first one will multiply the first one, and the second will multiply the second. Same thing. So negative 2 times negative 11, negative, negative, positive, and we have 22 right here. Then 7 times 4, that gives us 28, and we will have negative 33 plus 8, and we have negative 25. And 22 plus 28, that gives us 50, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, right. Okay, now we have this. Okay, now basically we just have to multiply 1 over 25 to each of them. So negative 25 times 1 over 25, that gives us negative 1. And 50 times the 1 over 25, that gives us 2. So by comparison, P equals negative 1 and Q equals 2. Okay, and that's all. For now, So on the next video, I'll be discussing the rest of the questions. We'll have, I think, 7 or 8 more questions left. Yeah, I'll be discussing the rest of the paper 2. Okay, hope you guys like this video, and if you like it, please like and subscribe. And if you wanna give some suggestions, please comment down below. And maybe if you have a question that you don't really understand and you are confused by it, you're welcome to comment it down below and we can discuss it together. Okay, so you can also share this video to your friends if they need to see this. Yeah, okay, so I'm Eric and goodbye. Thanks for watching. Yeah, and thanks for watching.